everybody. Good morning. My name is Christiana Obey. I'm a former member of Bridgehaven, and I'm extremely excited to be here with all of you today. Currently, I'm a senior at Seattle University. I am pursuing my Bachelor of Science in Psychology with departmental honors, a concentration in neuropsych. Thanks. I'm also hyper involved in a multitude of activities, which I will not go through right now. I am amazed at where I am today at age 26 versus where I was just a few short years ago. I feel that I have grown into an accomplished person, and honestly, I owe much of my success to Bridgehaven. I'm thrilled that they asked me here today from Seattle to share with you why I'm so grateful for their program. So in high school, I was severely bullied. I was pushed downstairs, I was verbally attacked, I was beaten up, and around 9th grade is when I began my descent into depression. I've always had this problem with feeling insecure or inadequate, and the bullying in high school really made that worse. My life was a mess. I went into a complete spiral. And as an escape, what I would do is I would sleep for several hours at a time. And when I couldn't sleep anymore, I tried to take pills that would help me sleep. But I had really volatile dreams, and I needed a little bit something more. So I began to drink cough medicine. But no matter how many bottles I drank at once, I was still imprisoned by the unwelcome others, the tormentors, the voices. So I needed a little bit something more. And that's when I began cutting. I began cutting as a release, and I realized that it was satiating my voices. It seemed like they wanted my blood and I wanted peace, so we developed a codependent relationship. It seems like I woke up one day and I was 20 years old, and my heart and my soul were just as tattered as my arms and my legs. I was 3 years older. I was 100 pounds heavier. I was self-medicated, and I was tired. I was tired of the knives, and I was tired of the drugs, and I was tired of being surrounded by this deep, dark depression, and I felt like I had just wasted 3 years of my life. My boyfriend was gone, my friends were gone, my scholarship to college was gone, my looks were gone. I had hit rock bottom. And I didn't even remember how or why I ended up there. So one night I decided it would be in my best interest to just end it. So I said my goodbyes, and I took an overdose of pills, and I fell asleep. An 8-day coma, about 3 months of inpatient treatment, and several months of intensive therapy later, I had this epiphany. It was my light bulb moment, that this is my life. And if this is my life, then what am I going to do about it? So Bridgehaven was recommended to me to help pick myself up off the ground and to work on my illnesses and realize my personal goals and begin my recovery. And I pursued that referral, and I never looked back. My biggest goal was to attend college, but a terrible high school GPA, for obvious reasons, prevented me from being accepted anywhere but the local community college at JCC. I was tired of my illness controlling my life, and I knew that education was the only way out for me. Although it was difficult, with the help and support of the staff at Bridgehaven and the friends that I gained there, I learned to cope with my illnesses, and I started to glimpse the horizon and reach my goals. Those glimpses carried me 2.5 years, where I graduated from Jefferson Community College as valedictorian, and that honor landed me a full-ride scholarship to Seattle University, and well, the rest is history. So one early June day in 2010, I packed up a big yellow Penske truck and I waved goodbye to Louisville in pursuit of my dreams and my spot on the ivory tower. And the event was very bittersweet. I knew I was leaving the home that I had known for almost 4 years, the people who I had adopted as my long-lost brothers and sisters, and the advisors who had become my personal mentors. Upon arriving in Seattle, I was taken aback by the culture of the city. And my first day at Seattle University was a shock. I didn't know how to interact with these individuals that seemed so knowledgeable and enlightened. But as time went on, that Seattle virus embedded itself into my brain, and now I'm a Seattle hipster through and through. I enjoy my job as a research assistant in the psychiatry and behavioral sciences department at Harborview Hospital. I relish in my undergraduate research. I relish in being engaged. And I look forward to pursuing a PhD in clinical neuropsychology and a rich, successful career in psychiatric research. And through all of this, I cannot get the smiling and supportive faces and voices of my brothers and sisters back here in Kentucky. I frequently talk about Bridgehaven to my peers and faculty members back in Seattle, and I tell my story testifying that it was Bridgehaven that led me to where I am today. Bridgehaven is an oasis for a person suffering a mental illness. It is not only the beacon of light at the end of the tunnel, but the safety rope in place to make sure you never go astray. Bridgehaven has made it possible for me to gain confidence in myself to the point where I realize that I am not just my diagnosis. I am not tethered to a life of helplessness and hopelessness. I am empowered, and I will go out into this world in the name of this place. I will spread its message of love, acceptance, and wellness across the lands until everyone knows that a mental illness is not death, nor is it a barrier, but it is a border which everyone must learn to cross socially, politically, but most important, inwardly. Bridgehaven is my launch pad, my starter's gun, my rock of stability. Without this place, I would never have achieved so much, and I owe much to Bridgehaven and more. Where my vision was marred with sickness and despair, I now have a clear view of the horizon and a paved path to success. Although I proceed with strength and conviction along my path to greatness, I will never lose sight of that little clubhouse at 950 South First Street, illuminated and exalted in its little oasis in my past. Thank you.